Okay, so I wanted to show you this Father's Day card I've been working on. This is my second card. My first one was for my husband, and this one is for my dad. So to show you how I made this card, I started out with a card base that measures 8.5 by 5.5. And let me show you the papers that I'm using first really quickly so that you'll know where they came from. So this is the paper that I'm using. Kind of when I go to make a card, just lay it out and decide what looks good together. So I have black and silver, and then this blue cardstock is called Marina Mist, and it's made by Stampin' Up. And I just picked that blue because it matched this pattern paper that I chose. And both the pattern and the graph paper come from the Die Cuts with a View heirloom stack. So that's where all of my paper's coming from today. So again, my card base, 8.5 by 5.5, so this folds into a note card size card. And we're going to be working with it this way. And my layers, my first layer is this piece of black that measures 5 1/4 by 4, and then the print that's going to go on top of it is 5.5 by 3 7/8. So we'll just go ahead and stick these together. And then the little piece of graph paper is going to just go even down here at the bottom. Actually, before I stick that on, I wanted to rough up the top just a little bit. I like this Tim Holtz paper tool. Just got to be a little careful when you're using a lighter weight piece of paper because it wrinkles the paper if you're not careful. But I love the distressed look. And it's so much easier than trying to tear it perfectly. This way I know exactly how big my piece of paper is. And this graph paper measures 5 1/8 by 2.5. So we'll go ahead and actually I want to stick some brads on. Kathy, get it together. Before I attach that, we're going to stick some brads on it and my other piece. But before we do that, let's go to, let me show you where I got my, actually you know what, we can do the brads. Let me show you where I got my car. The cute little car that I'm using comes from the Nifty Fifties cartridge. And if you turn to page 24, you'll see the car here. And I went ahead and cut that out at 1 3/4. And I also cut out a second one for the inside, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But I also cut a smaller one for the inside that measures 1 1/4. So you're going to cut 2. So all I did was follow the instructions. I cut out the basic part of the car in black, and then the next layer in the silver paper, and then the part that goes on top is in the Marina Mist, and then the white part for the little slash here and the wheels is in white. So that's how I got the card. And then I thought it would be funner to, whenever you have something round on your card, if it's fun to do some brads. So I just grabbed a hole punch, put them in the shot here, and punched out the center so that I could stick some brads. And I don't know where I got these from. They're just some big black brads that I'm going to stick in there. Oops. They're pretty tough. I'll just turn it so that it doesn't show in the back. There we go, into the other one. This just gives some more dimension, which I love. Love my dimension. Turn that one again so it's not showing on the other side. And if you find that it is showing just a little bit, if you have a pair of the Tim Holtz scissors or some wire cutters, you can just snip those off. And I love these Tim Holtz scissors. They just work for just about anything I needed to work for. Anyhow, so there's my car. Oh, this one's sticking out a little bit too. Let's trim that one too. Okay. There we go. So that's going to go there. So before we attach that, let's go ahead and do our brads. So all I did was just kind of, because it's already graph paper, I don't really need to measure. So I just kind of eyeballed where I want them to start. And I'm thinking, I want to give it enough room, probably right about, it looks like about 4 squares. will do it. They don't have to be perfect. And then I grabbed 3 brads that coordinate with my paper. Just a silver, a blue, and a black one. Now these ones I definitely did have to trim because when you turn them sideways, they can stick over. Actually, I might get lucky. My other card wouldn't let me do that. I had to trim them. Should have opened this a little bit before I stuck it through. There we go. So now I just kind of have to decide what I want to do to go with my card. I was thinking I might do a bundle of my dad and my husband's favorite treats. Just maybe some fun little jars or something, and decorate the jars and then fill them with the treats and candy that they like. And attach my little card with them. Okay, so there's my brads. And before I attach this, I'm actually going to use some quick dry glue. I always want to make sure that my card sticks down around the sides of those brads. I'm just going to use some quick dry. And then just line this up on the bottom. Like that. And then I can press a little bit more around these brads. And you can certainly trim those. There we go. So now that we have this ready to go, let's go ahead and do our tag. And the tag that I'm using comes from Tags, Bags, Boxes, and More. If you turn to, this is what it looks like. It's kind of an oldie, but it's got some great things in here. If you turn to page 102, you'll see the tag that I used, which is this one right here. And I just cut that out at 1 inch. And I actually cut the shadow out because I liked the shadow because it was a little bit wider. And I went to cut the regular one. I cut the shadow out in black. And then I went to cut the regular one out, and let me show you. It's just, I didn't think it was a big enough shadow. It's just so tiny, you can barely see the black. So I went ahead and just cut a little piece to fit inside. I'm not even sure what this measures. It's 3 inches by, looks like 3/4. And then I went ahead and just stamped it with Euro Classic. And this stamp comes from Impression Obsession, if you want to know where my stamp comes from. And I just used some Tuxedo Memento black ink to stamp that, and just lined her up and stamped her on. I'm going to go ahead and attach that before I stick it through my tag. Oops. Pull that over just a little bit more. There we go. And then I used some 1/4 inch ribbon, just some black grosgrain. I'm going to go ahead and thread that through the holes. That Tags, Bags, Boxes, and More cartridge is so much fun. So much fun stuff on it, And then I'll just use some tape to tape that on. My house is so quiet. I hope that means the kids are doing their Saturday jobs. My husband and son went to go buy a suit. Both needed a new one. Or actually, my oldest, he hasn't had one before, so this is going to be his first suit. We just had him in slacks and white shirts for church, but now that he's getting older, going to be a junior next year, I thought it would be nice for him to have a suit. So we can go ahead and attach this now that everything is on it that needs to go behind it. Okay, and then we can stick our little car on. I thought it would be fun also to coordinate the inside real quick. Gonna just stick it on top of the line down there so it kind of looks like it's driving on the line and not in the air. So that's what the outside looks like. And then to do the inside, I kind of wanted to follow a similar pattern. And this piece right here, if you want, you can, it's up to you. You can just leave it like it is. Or if it bothers you that it's moving around, you can just flip it over, add a little tape. Make sure that's centered before I stick her down. There we go. And then I grabbed some of my scraps. And like I said, I made a smaller version of the card. This one is 1 1/4 inches. And I'm just gonna put these together. Let's see. Let me kind of line that up. It's kind of fun to carry the theme on into the inside. I'm not totally sure what these pieces measure. I can measure them and put them at the bottom of the screen for you, but I'm just kind of eyeballing. Up there, and then I was thinking to go the other direction. I'm going to do this piece. The nice thing is it's a light colored card base, so we don't have to put anything in the center. We can still write on it and read it. But if you're doing a darker colored card base, you want to make sure you put something lighter in this section, oops, so that you can write, Kathy. Gotta pay attention. You're doing it. Okay. One more time. Oh, I sang. I'm excited for the for Les Miserables to come out Christmas time. Huge fan of Hugh Jackman, so I can't wait. I love when he did Oklahoma. Such a good voice. And now he's gonna play. What is he playing? Jean Valjean. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. A little bit of tape on the back of my little car here. And there we go. We've carried the theme into the inside of our card. So the front, you're a classic, and room in the inside to write. Love how that turned out. So we'll pull our original up again close so you can get a good look. And I hope you have a great week. So Father's Day card number 2. If you have any questions or comments, please leave me a post, and thanks for watching. Bye.